Good morning. On our morning walks that I've spoken of often, Nico and I walk the paths and the tracks around Toongabbie Creek. There are many options and many ways, and sometimes it's not the local way, we'll go in a different direction. Other paths, roads, tracks. There's no destination in mind. Quite often we'll end up at Dog Park, which is perhaps the furthest point for us most days, where he can go off the leash and chase a football and run around, then we walk back home. In a real sense, the journey is the point. The walking is the point. It's the destination, if you like. There is no point we're going to. In other things in life, other journeys I take, there is a destination, and the destination will determine the way. If I'm going into Sydney City or sometimes into Parramatta, it'll be a bus or a train. If I'm going to other places, it'll be a car, and I'll need to find the route, look at the map and find the way. But on our morning walks, the journey is the point. For him, it's sniffing and looking around and walking and exploring and barking at other dogs and waving at people, wagging his tail at people and licking and playing ball in the park. For me, it's contemplating the world and the universe, enjoying the world around, the sun on my face in winter, or the breeze in summer when it's humid, or the reptiles and snakes and lizards and birds and stuff along the way at different times and seasons, or the flowers, or the mist, or the creek itself rising and falling. It's the journey is the way, and I think that's a metaphor. I think these are metaphors for life. Sometimes in life, early in life particularly, we have goals and dreams and hopes and destinations, places we want to go. You know, a young person said, I want to be rich, and I've got the way. I'm going to go and study this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do A, B, C, D, and I'll get to E, and I'll be rich and happy. Another said, oh, I want to be a doctor or a dentist or a nurse or a teacher or whatever it is. I want to have a husband, a wife and a family, a home. I want to drive a big car. I want to travel the world. I want to do this, I want to do that. There are goals and dreams that people have, destinations, goals in life. And I guess some expectation behind those goals, those dreams, those expectations. That getting there might mean something. And I guess we all have those goals, those dreams, those destinations, and the routes to get there. But as I've gotten to various places that I've hoped for, I realise there's more. The rich man who has everything wants more. The successful woman who's reached success wants more. The sportsman or woman who's achieved so much wants more. There's always more. There's always something more beyond. And I think as I've lived, I've realised that it's kind of like peeling away the layers of life. And these goals and these dreams and these destinations that I've arrived at are just points along the journey. And there's further to go, further to explore and grow. And for me, it's been a strong lesson in stripping away the layers of expectation, of control, of what I know and think, and letting go. Of letting go of the things that I'm attached to and becoming more deeply the person I'm created to be. The journey of life has taken many turns. I've been in this direction, but something has happened in life and it's taken me in a completely different way. A moment of deep grief or pain or unexpected joy and delight. The death of mum or the birth of our children have changed the direction of life and expectations in life. And there have been points along the journey that have been difficult or beautiful and wonderful. And there's been many moments of joy and pain that have deepened my experience of living and made me realise that the destination of life is actually the journey. It's the journey. The point of life is about living, about being the deepest and truest me I can be, and finding that in the deepest way possible, and to share that with other people. It's not a life I live alone or by myself or in my own strength, and letting go has been a difficult part of that journey that I've had to learn. And this week in John's story of Jesus, we're at a critical moment. He's just shared his last meal with his disciples, and he's preparing for the night, the day ahead, a day of death. And he says to them, don't let your hearts be troubled. He reiterates it further on. Don't let your hearts be troubled, neither let them be afraid. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you, he says. And he says, I'm going to prepare a place for you. In my Father's realm, home, this place of habitations, this place of hospitality and welcome, I prepare a place for you, and you can join me. And Thomas says, but we don't know where you're going. How do we know the way? Where are you? What's the destination? What's the journey? And Jesus says, I am the way, the truth and the life. No one comes to God but by me. And the words I am, ego, eimi in Greek, refer back to Moses and Moses in the burning bush, and he speaks to God and says, who are you? What is your name? What will I tell the people that sent me? And God says, I am. I am who I am. I am who I will be. I am. Tell them I am sent you. And Jesus uses that phrase, I am. And here it's, I am God. God is the way and the truth and the life. And I am in God, and God is in me. The Father is in me, and I am in the Father, and you are in me, and I am in you. And you. It's this deepening of relationship, of peeling back the layers of being until we find ourselves in that original place where we belong, this place of God, of Trinity, of love, of hope. Probably our truest destination, our home. And like Nico and I, when we journey out each morning, we journey out and we come back home to the place where we belong in a deeper, richer way. And I guess that's the journey of life. And in this phrase, I am the way, the truth and the life that Jesus says, it's a phrase that so many people grasp and hold on to with hope and joy and faith. It's used in many ways, and I guess it can be reinterpreted in lots of ways to say lots of things. But what I hear in this is that Jesus is the way. Not a belief system, not a transactional reality, but a way of being and of living, a way of giving self up, of sacrificing, of letting go in order to find the deepest expression of who we are and to find ourselves in God, in love, in this spirit, in this way. And that there is truth and life for the whole world. Whilst much of our world is governed and led by people who are egotistical or narcissistic, people who are wealthy or powerful, who control a lot and want to be in control and maintain control and define how things must be and create disorder and chaos, Jesus' way is a way of humility and vulnerability, of letting go in order to find life in a deeper way. And as I've experienced pain and struggle and grief and loss and learning to let go, as I've been surprised by wonder and joy and realise I'm not in control and I can't and I don't need to be in control, and learning to let go and live into the wonder, into the mystery, into the paradox that is life, I find deeper life. And that's the journey. Each day, Nico and I go on our walk, and the walk is the journey, and life. Life is the journey outwards into the world to experience, to push the boundaries, to discover who we are. and through our deepest sense of wonder, our deepest sense and experience of love, our deep experiences of suffering and pain, to recognise we can't do this alone. We need help from beyond ourselves, from God, this one who holds everything and everyone, and invites us into this community of grace, this grace and love that sustains us. This is our journey, this is our destination, and this is what Jesus invites his disciples, his followers, and everyone who hears his message and the world into. In this moment where he's about to let go of everything and sacrifice his life, he invites people into the place of hope. Don't let your hearts be troubled. Let go. Have faith. Faith, hope and love. The three things that Paul says remain. Faith, hope and love. Faith, hope and love in this one we call God. That's the journey of life, the invitation of life, the way of life. Will you journey with Jesus into this place of deeper living and being? Amen.